And I've listened to some of your music, and I just can't make up my mind whether it's jazz, soul, or even folk. So basically, how would you define your music?
I would define my music as being something that doesn't have limits. Chorally, I would define it as acoustic. It can be jazz, but it's not. It can be soul, but it's not. It could be reggae, but it's not. It's mainly acoustic, but something that doesn't have boundaries. So it's a little bit for something for everyone.
So would you say it's kind of a mixed fusion of those kind of traditional genres of music?
I would say it's a mix. I would say it's also something that I needed to find other sub-genres to define what it was. I know mainly it's acoustic because I play everything myself. It's just guitar and it's just piano. It's nothing else, no one else.
That's one of the things that I noticed. There is no hard beats, there are no hardly any bass, it's just the piano or the guitar. So does that reflect the kind of person you are? Why is it's not mainstream? Why did you choose to go that way?
That's interesting that you say that, and I like that you say that it's not mainstream, because I myself don't listen to too much of radio, commercial radio, and I've never wanted to write or play my music in a way where it was commercial. The fact that it doesn't have a lot of bass or a lot of drums, I do on purpose because I don't want it to take away too much from the music and from what I'm saying. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So you play the piano.
Yes.
What other instruments do you play?
I play piano, I play guitar, I play violin, I play clarinet. And that is just what I have so far, and I'm continuing to learn.
That's a lot.
Thank
What
you.
is there left to learn?
What is it there? Bass guitar, which should be quite easy because I already know how to play guitar. So usually it's not too much different to learn. What is it there left? Everything. I would like to learn as many as I can, as much as if I can do myself on my next album, which I'm doing right now, the better.
That would be your second album?
Yes, this will be my second album coming up.
Would it be any different from your debut album? In terms of the sound, is there any kind of evolution?
There's definitely been a growth, I will say. The first album, I definitely wanted to not put too much on my fans and my audience. So far, I really tried to write conscious music. At the same time, my first album, I had to have a balance of conscious music, of issues and things that I am passionate about, that I want to speak of, as well as music about just everyday life and maybe love and, everyday things that people experience. The second album is more personable, and it's more heavier, more on the topics that I want to talk about, more conscious music, more about redemption and things that can set one free and things that are really true.
And in terms of the style?
The style will remain the same, acoustic, but I definitely will be experimenting more, maybe trying a little bit of drums here and there, some congas, whatever other things I add, I want it to be as natural as possible. Maybe like natural African drum, natural, I also have Russian roots, so maybe accordions and things like that, 12-string, boots.
Well, I don't know the technicalities, so it's all foreign. Right. But I must say I like the music.
Thank you very much.
My interest in music is quite diverse.
Yes.
I must say that it's not the kind of music which would appeal to every person on the street. So what has been the reception like to your music?
The reception to my music has been outstanding. At first, I wasn't sure how receptive it was going to be, because like I said, it's not that commercial, it's not that mainstream, it's not pop, it's not something that you turn on the television and see, so at first maybe people want something that doesn't have that much weight to listen to. So you can just turn on the radio or your CD player, listen to the song, and continue on your day. I want my music to be something that when you listen to it, it probes your thinking, and that's what has happened. And because of that, I've gotten quite a good response.
So, I think there is a price to pay for not going mainstream. Well, I haven't yet, got to know about the background, but in terms of commercial possibilities, isn't that a difficult choice to take?
difficult choice being not being too mainstream. I don't believe it's a difficult choice to make because in the end I have to live with what I've done, and I'd rather not sell out, and I'd rather have my integrity, and I'd rather know that maybe I don't have 20 million fans because I'm not mainstream, but I have 5 that will be with me until the end, so I take that.
So let me flip the question. Was it a conscious choice to do something different from what everyone else does in order to differentiate yourself? It's something that is part of you, just found yourself doing without even making a conscious decision, be different from everyone else?
I believe when I was born, I was already different. And as I started to learn music and I started to grow as a human being, I knew I was different from everyone. And when I made that choice to use music as that outlet, I knew that it was going to be different, regardless of whether I tried to write differently or whether it just came out that way. So it's kind of a mixture of both.
But then you write your music yourself?
Yes, I write everything myself, produce everything myself in the album. I had someone engineer all the music, and I play as much as I can get my hands into it. If possible, that's what I love to do.
So, you say you write it, you produce it, you play all the instruments?
Yes.
So basically you do everything?
Yes, that's the way I like it.
What are some of the other circumstances which influence your music outside people?
People with their lifestyles, people and things that they are going through, not only here in Stamford, Connecticut, where I live, but around the world. I definitely like to be a person who is of the nations, and I like to be a person who can speak for people that may not have a voice necessarily. So from researching online or from books or from just watching BBC News, that's where I draw a lot of my inspiration from as well.
So I noticed on your website, and your MySpace page,
Yes.
that you are involved in a lot of social causes.
Yes.
So do you see your music as part of that?
I definitely see it as part of that. I use that as an outlet, and as my music continues and my support continues with my fans, I would like to use that as an outlet for other of my passions, which are social issues.
So are you a musician first, or are you an activist first?
That's
Which
hard
comes
to
first?
say if I'm a musician first or am I an activist first. Because I believe I was sort of born both. As soon as I've been young, as I said, I've been doing music at the same time. I believe I was chosen and born to be a person of 2 completely opposite nations, so I could have a voice, and maybe I could speak and have that highlight, maybe another person could not, but because I have those 2 extremes, sort of like Bob Marley had the 2 extremes, I could be someone who could be spotlighted. So I have to say that I'm a musician and activist at the same time because both of them are intertwined.
Just a little bit about your music. If you could just explain to me what it takes to do a song. How do you start out the whole process? Is it something you have in your dreams and then you get up and start putting it down? How do you go about it? Typically.
Each song typically is different. I don't write each song the same way. Sometimes I'll be restless at night and I have thoughts, so I'll get up. And some of my greatest songs I've actually written at 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. Sometimes, just going through the day, I'll have a certain melody that I keep humming, and I have to rush home so I can have an instrument to play that melody out, and then I'll write words to it. And then other times, I'll already have the words in my head, and I already have the message of what I'm trying to say. And then I'll go ahead, go home, and find the music to fit that.